that. No good you hopeless. Speak to that. I'm not man to faithless. Speak to that. I need answers now. Speak to that. 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 Hey.
Want some help, hope, or faith? You found the right place. The Speak to That talk show, where there's help for the helpless, hope for the hopeless, and faith for the faithless. Now I'll speak to that.
Next up on Speak to That, the talk show hosts get transparent on mountains in their lives.
Welcome to Speak to That. We're in our second season and I'm excited. All right. Yeah. We just want to welcome you to Speak to That, where we give
hope to the hopeless,
help to the helpless,
and faith to the faithless.
Well, I just know that this season is going to be even better than our first season.
Oh, yes, it is.
And let me tell you why. We're going to start this off with introducing you to our host. We want you to know who they are. You know, they're real people just like you and me.
Absolutely.
You know, Tondalyn, Shondalyn, and Brenda. We're going to talk today to you about our mountains in our lives. We have mountains in our lives.
Yes,
so speak to that. You'll see the logo that has a mountain in the back. Well, that mountain is about distractions and things that are getting in the way of you moving forward with your life. We want you to know that those mountains can be moved by speaking to them. The Word of God says that if you speak to that mountain and say, "Be thou removed," it shall be cast unto the sea. And that's what we believe. And that's what we want you to know. That watch what you say, watch what you do, and you can speak to your mountains. I have a mountain that's been in my life that I want to share.
What's the mountain?
And again, I said a mountain is something that's scary, maybe it's fearful, and so we want to tell you a little bit about us. Well, I'm LaDonna, and I'm the producer of the show, and it was frightening getting this show started. God called me from the Air Force. I was a veteran. I retired Air Force, and God said, go and start a talk show. Well, that talk show, this very talk show, Speak to That, has been a mountain. Because you have to have resources to get started. You need money, right? You need cash. You need to pay your people. And without having sponsors and God calling me to do something without any resources was a challenge. It's been a mountain to move. But I remember one time speaking at your conference.
Okay.
Tondalyn has the Thinking Not Strange Ministries, and she invited me to Birthing Butterflies to speak about starting your dreams, having your dreams, living your dreams. And as I spoke about that, God asked me, have you lived your dream? Have you lived your dream? And that's when God gave me a dream, and he said to start your talk show. Even though I didn't have any resources, he said in October of last year to start your show, and he wanted it aired by December, and we did that. Praise God for you. So that mountain,
you moved on it.
we moved with limited resources, and God is moving ahead, and I just want to give God the glory. For this show was birthed out of him speaking, and then out of us meeting, and now we're in our second season. And I give God the glory.
All the glory.
So now we're going to start with one of you. I want you to tell us about a mountain that's in your life. Tell the audience what's going on with you.
Well, my name is Tondalyn Perry, and I am one of the hosts here on Speak to That. And if I can sit back and think about many of the mountains that I experienced, I would truly want to say about the one about education. And the reason why I speak on that is because growing up as a child, I would say what they call, I had a learning disability, something that they spoke on me. And so because that was spoken, then I walked in what was spoken. And not realizing that what I had to do was speak to it and to reverse the curse that I speak. But anyway, saying all that, but I had a difficult time with reading and difficult time with just understanding certain things that the teacher had spoke to us about what to do. And so one of the main things, but I always loved education. I loved education, and I wanted to be to the top. I always wanted to make sure that I was at the top of education. And my father, he was always strong head on education. Get as much education as you can. So that's what I wanted to do. So it was a dream of mine to get my doctorate.
Wow.
Did I ever think that that would ever come to pass?
Even though the people said you had a learning disability.
They said
Okay.
I had a learning disability.
Right.
So I was walking and it was spoken.
Right. So it was tough.
Yes, it was. But anyway, so I decided, I said, you know what? I can do all things through Christ that strengthen me.
Yes.
And so as I decided to go back to school, and God just opened up so many doors, and I had to believe it. First, I had to start speaking it and then believing it.
Yes.
And then I began to believe it. And then before you know it, I saw the mountain, each pieces, you know, like I just imagined it was just a big mountain with rocks and, you know, steel. I'm just saying steels and stuff on it. But anyway,
Wow.
and I could just see the rocks. I can just see things moving. Because that's what I had to realize and understand, that when he says, speak to the mountain and the mountain be removed, you have to do something in order for the mountain to move.
Right.
Just like you moved on Speak to That.
Right.
You start speaking. So
Yes.
that's what I had to do. So sent out to say I ended up getting my, I got my master's.
Woo-hoo.
And that was woo. And from my master's, and now I'll be having getting my doctorates in June of 2018.
Wow.
So I am just so grateful on what he has done, but what I also had to do, because he told us to speak to it,
Right.
and then it will move.
And
So I
you
had to
answer
speak
that.
and believe, and I'm so excited. And I give God all the praise for what he has done. So, and what was spoken and what I was walking in, I'm no longer, because the mountain has been removed out of my life. And I just give God the praise and give him everything that he has done. So I also want to thank you for even bringing us here on the show and
Yes.
even moving into the vision that God has called you.
Praise
Because
God.
every time I see, speak to that.
Yes.
Speak to it. It doesn't matter what you are going through in life. Speak to it. And I promise you, it will move.
Yes.
If you believe.
Yes. Say yes. I love that. Thank you. Wow, that's amazing. I know a lot of people out there have been diagnosed with some learning disability,
Yes.
but doesn't mean that you can't get your master's
Come on now.
degree. And it doesn't mean that you can't start on a PhD.
That's right.
What God did for Tondalyn Perry,
Yes.
he'll do for you.
Yes, he will.
So who else? Who wants to share about a mountain in their life? Something that's distracting, nerve-wracking, give you fear. You know, tell our audience what's going on.
Okay. I'm Brenda Houston. I say one of the other hosts. My mountain is public speaking. Now, you probably find it hard to believe being where I am, but it's actually still terrifying to stand before a crowd of people and speak, and then I end up on a talk show, speak to that.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, God, what you doing? Because, you know, I'm not spotlight. I don't like cameras on me, action, you know. No, not me. I'm in the background. I like to help, not be seen, you know. So LaDonna comes to me, and I'm like, oh, God, she got the wrong person. You want me here, and then you're going to put me on Facebook and all these people. No, I mean, you trembling.
Wow.
But I said, okay, God, you brought it to me, so you must go bring me through it.
Come on.
Amen.
That's it.
So I had to just take control and just said, okay, we just gonna do it.
Wow.
And these two women make it so easy
Yes.
because we've known each other for a while,
Yes.
and we just love to laugh and be crazy. So it has definitely made it easy. So I really thank you, LaDonna, for helping me get over this
You
mountain.
are never
Right.
you didn't tell me. You didn't even tell me.
No, I took it to the Lord.
Praise God. You would never
That's
know
how
it. They make sure you tune in to this season so you can hear
Yes.
what Brenda is going to bring. You would never, ever, ever know that she had an issue with public speaking. So that leaves us with Shondalyn. Shondalyn, what mountain are you dealing with?
Mountains, mountains, mountains. I would say right now, what I would have to speak to is the mountain that I'm going through of transitioning. And you know, none of us like to really transition. Well, it depends on what you're transitioning into. But what I'm being transitioned into now is, right now I have 4 different badges. And everybody probably asking, what badges? 4 different badges of places that I work.
Wow.
I was working for 17 years, been working for 40 hours a week. Of course, you know, everybody look forward to their 40 hours a week. And then all of a sudden, it got cut down to now I'm only working 20, 30 hours a week, if that.
Wow.
And so now, of course, you know, we all got bills and, you know, we all got things that we need to pay, you know. And so you're wondering, like, Lord, what is this? And so in the midst of it, it's where you have to trust God. And everything that we go through, I realize that we're going to have to be tested.
Yes,
We
yes,
have to be
yes.
tested.
Yes.
And so because we have to be tested, and that's what I'm going through now. So it's just the struggle of wondering what's going to happen today, what's going to happen next week, and then you got these 4 places, 2 of the places that I go to, I'm not even getting paid for.
Wow.
But it's just a challenge, and I'm just trusting God to get over that mountain. And so that's where I'm at right now. It's just that transitional mountain.
Wow. So you have a mountain in your life
Now.
juggling 4 different jobs, with 2 of them being volunteer. And I guess in your prayer is, do you want to continue that way, or you what?
Well, at the moment I have to, because of where the road God is taking me to. So it's a transitioning of what He's doing within my life.
Yes.
And so that's where I'm at as of right now.
Well,
But
thanks for sharing.
keep looking.
Again, so God took one job away so that He can open this other door.
Right.
So what God is doing for Shondelyn, He can do for you.
Yes.
So we just are glad we had the opportunity to share with you with some of our mountains. We believe and we trust God that if we speak to that situation, that He not only hears our prayer, but He moves on that. And that's what we want to share with you this season. So you want to tune in. We've got some great things coming up.
do.
We've got Ashley Nicole who's going to talk to you about some great things she's doing with her nonprofit. Where she's going to talk about her coat drive and the Slay My Prom project and some of her fabulous photography. We've got a wonderful woman coming up talking about human trafficking. We're going to bring to you a host of topics. We got a movie that's premiering and we're going to talk to you about. Again, we are excited.
Oh, yes,
so
we
many
are.
topics. We want you to tune in. Season 2, Speak to That. At Speak to That on YouTube, on Facebook and Instagram. And so here at Speak to That, we give
Hope to the hopeless, help to the helpless.
And faith to the faithless.
Hey, helpless. Speak to that. No food brings you hopeless. Speak to that. I lost my man too. Faithless. Speak to that.